Hello, good evening and welcome to Newsnight from our studios here at Labani. This program can also be accessed on DSTV channel 277. My name is Josephine Oppong-Yeboah. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, President John Dramani Mahama confirms 2 new appointees to head the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, and Commissioner of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, STRAJ. Speaker of Parliament Edward Dowajaho directs outgoing members of Parliament to vacate their respective offices by January 6, 2017. Management of the GCB Bank opens a newly rebranded branch in Yendi to serve the growing number of small and medium enterprises in the Upper West region. And in news across our borders, Germany Chancellor Angela Merkel says Tuesday's Berlin Christmas market incident, which killed 12 people, was a terrorist act. We appreciate your time on Newsnight. In our first story, President John Dramani Mahama has confirmed 2 new appointees to head the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, and Commissioner of the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, STRAJ. At a brief ceremony at the Flagstaff House, the outgoing president swore in Joseph Whittle as the head of STRAJ and Josephine Nkrumah as the head of the NCCE.
The Commission of Human Rights and Administrative Justice, STRAJ, and the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE, are 2 statutory public institutions that play critical roles in the democratic development of Ghana. At a short ceremony on Tuesday at the Flagstaff House, President Mahama, per his executive powers, appointed the new Commissioner for STRAJ and Chairperson for NCCE, where he called on the new appointees to work with integrity.
These are 2 very important statutory bodies that have over the years helped ensure good governance and deepen Ghana's world-renowned and enviable democratic credentials. Going into the future, these 2 commissions will be even more crucial for our nation, especially as we live today in an increasingly complex world where the lines between human rights and responsibilities, legalities, ethics, and progress sometimes become blurred and indistinct. But I have every confidence in your 2 commissions, the STRAJ and the NCCE, that you will both deliver on your core mandate successfully.
STRAJ and NCCE in the just ended 7th December presidential and parliamentary elections helped in the civic education of voters and observers. President Mahama lauded the initiative in ensuring a peaceful electoral process.
You must fiercely protect the interests of all Ghanaians without fear of coercion or any form of consideration. As we head into the future, even more will be expected of you. I'm confident you will distinguish yourselves in your new roles. Please do not let Ghanaians, including myself and my successor or successors, because Ghana will continue to go to elections, successors down. Work with integrity, dignity, professionalism, transparency, and in a non-discriminatory manner.
Earlier, the 2 new appointees took the oath of office, allegiance and secrecy before being handed their letters of office by President Mahama.
We take due cognizance of your drive to promote institutional capacity from within state institutions. My colleague Commissioner brings a wealth of experience as he has risen through the ranks to his current position. In the last 20-odd months, I have served as Deputy Chair of the NCCE. Undoubtedly, the knowledge of the nuances of our respective institutional mandates enables the continuity of policy for the progress and strengthening of our institutions.
President Mahama called on them to deliver impeccably in their new offices. Frank Nyonato, Metro News, Accra.
Away from that, Minister for the Interior Prosper Bani has announced that Sunday, 25th December 2016, Christmas Day, Monday, 26th December 2016, Boxing Day, and Sunday, 1st January 2017, New Year's Day, are statutory public holidays. In a statement issued in Accra, the Interior Minister noted, however, that 25th December 2016, Christmas Day, and 1st January 2017, New Year's Day, both fall on Sundays. In view of that, His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama has, by executive instrument, declared Tuesday, 27th December 2016, and Monday, 2nd January 2017, as public holidays. Therefore, Monday, 26th December 2016, Tuesday, 27th December 2016, and Monday, 2nd January 2017 are public holidays and should be observed as such throughout the country. Away from that, the Speaker of Parliament, Edward Doe Ajaho, has directed outgoing members of Parliament to vacate their respective offices by the 6th of January 2017. The move, according to the Speaker, will facilitate a smooth transition for the incoming members of Parliament elected to replace them.
This was the atmosphere in the House as members of Parliament resumed for the continuation of the meeting of the 4th session of the 6th Parliament of the 4th Republic. In his address, the Speaker of Parliament said the recall of members is in consonance with Standing Order 42.3 and Article 71 of the 1992 Constitution.
Secondly, in accordance with Article 67 of the 1992 Constitution, received His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, to deliver a message on the state of the nation to this House before the dissolution of the 6th Parliament of the Republic, and thirdly, the consideration and passage of the Right to Information Bill and other matters.
The Speaker of Parliament called on members who are not returning to the House in the next Parliament to vacate their offices.
I urge all of you non-returning members to leave these parliamentary precincts with enthusiasm and hope, and demonstrate same by packing out and vacating your respective offices by the 6th of January 2017.
Doe Ajaho also congratulated the President-elect, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and touched on expectations from him.
Having served as a member of this August House for 3 consecutive terms, it is our expectation that His Excellency the President-elect will bring his understanding and wealth of parliamentary experience to bear on his executive office.
He did not hesitate to commend President Mahama for conceding defeat gracefully. Sitting is adjourned to Wednesday, 21st of December 2016.
Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for Tamale North, a new entrant, Al-Hassan Suhaini, has been telling Metro News about his expectations in the next Parliament.
According to the new entrant MP for Tamale North, being elected to the House of Legislature is really humbling. Though the registration process for new entrants took time, the processes have been impressive. He spelled out his expectations as he enters Parliament.
My focus is to be an effective representative of my people. That is what they expect of me, and that's why they voted me to represent them in Parliament. So I will be very effective. I promise, inshallah, to be very effective as their leader in Parliament. I will be looking forward to working with other colleagues from other constituencies and also the government in power to see how we can improve the living conditions of our people.
Now that the NDC government has been voted out of power, how will lobbying for projects in its constituency go?
It is expected that it's not going to be as smooth as it would have been if my party was in power. But I also believe that the party that is in power is concerned about development for our people. And so as a representative of the Tamale North constituency, I'll do my bit. I will lobby as much as I can and as forcefully as I can to get what is due them for them. And I don't anticipate that it's going to be an easy, road, but generally I believe that God has always been on my side.
He added that he is ready to serve on any committee in Parliament if the leadership of the NDC allows him.
Away from the House of Legislature, the parliamentary election results of 3 constituencies in the Bono-Afo region are still in contention. The candidates of the NDC and NPP are demanding a recount following what they believe could be irregularities in the process in the Pru East, Tai and Tano South constituencies.
The regional director of the Electoral Commission told Metro News that there were very few hitches in the process on December 7 when compared to the 2012 elections. He said no biometric verification machine broke down and voters who could not biometrically verified were given forms to fill to the satisfaction of all. As a result, not a single case of electoral violence was recorded in the region. George Jabba, however, said NDC and NPP contestants in the 3 constituencies, namely Pru East, Tyne and Tano South, have petitioned the Electoral Commission for recount of the ballots as it is their right to do so, since the Commission cannot stop them.
As we are all witnesses to what happened, I don't think anybody was unduly treated. That will make them go to courts. But it's their fundamental human rights. If they think going to court will change the results, they can go to courts. But as far as I'm concerned, I think we've done the best and they should take it in good faith.
George Jabba said only the courts can order a recount of the votes at this time. The Electoral Commission, he added, will do exactly what the court determines at the end of proceedings.
73. Let's go for a short breather. Don't go away. Hello again, you're still watching Newsnight with me, Josephine Oppong-Yeboah. In other news, in spite of the effort to eradicate open defecation, Metro News can report that the practice continued to prevail in Temano Newtown along the beaches. Some individuals who got embarrassed at the sight of our cameras as they carry the act at the beach complain about lack of spaces to put the biofuel toilet facilities the Metropolitan Assembly is given to them at a subsidized fee.
The Tema Metropolitan Assembly is vigorously engaging residents to acquire a World Bank and Bristol Fund subsidized biofuel toilet facility in their homes. This is aimed at eradicating the practice of open defecation. Our checks at the Tema Metropolitan Assembly indicated that whilst residents are spacious and well-planned communities are accessing the facility, residents of Tema Newtown, which is much congested, are not accessing the facility for lack of space to place the facility. At our visit to the Tema Newtown beach, scores of people can be spotted engaging in open defecation. Conscious of the level of embarrassment, they decline to speak on camera, but they tell me off camera that there are no spaces to place a toilet facility within the community. Meanwhile, authorities at the Shama Municipal Assembly have taken a decision that, from June next year, homeowners in the area short of toilet facilities will be arraigned to face full rigors of the law. According to the Assembly, they are going to enforce building regulation and sanitation bylaws to prosecute every property owner in the area without toilet facility. Some officials from the UNICEF joined the Assembly for a program dubbed Let's Talk Shit. The project is also aimed at promoting the use of toilet facilities in every household in the Greater Accra region by the year 2020.
Away from that story, in the bid to remove all bottlenecks associated with acquisition of biometric passports, government has launched the online passport application center as part of reforming the delivery of travel documents for Ghanaians across the country and beyond. The new online application center is expected to reduce the time for processing of passports within an average of 10 days.
In Ghana, acquiring a passport has almost become synonymous with all manner of hurdles and the nuisance caused by middlemen. In a bid to remove these bottlenecks for Ghanaians who want to acquire the biometric passport, government has launched the online passport application center. The online application project was initiated in 2014 through NITA's pilot project, which showed considerable promise in addressing some technical challenges.
Wanted to put in place a system which would reduce to the barest minimum the intervention of third parties for people who could fill these forms by themselves, provide the necessary information that is required to support the application, and then consequently apply for a passport and get it issued within the shortest possible time.
The new Accra Passport Center will, among others, bring relief to Ghanaians by processing their document within 10 days.
We believe that the passport office should be more user-friendly, and we also believe that the passport office service should be more customer-friendly. We are going to introduce, and that will be for the next minister to follow up on, further changes within the passport system, because we're actually going to upgrade from what we have right now as a biometric passport to the chip-embedded passport. But be that as it may, the start of the process of acquisition is with the passport application.
EcoBank, Zenith Bank, and GCB Bank will provide the requisite support for the project as well as receive payment from applicants. Frank Nyonato, Metro News, Accra.
Management of the Zakat and Sadak Trust Fund is entreating Muslims to develop the habits of giving to help bridge the poverty gap in society. It made a call when a leading automobile company in the country, Japan Motors, presented a Nissan pickup hardware to the fund.
The Muslim caucus in Parliament, in collaboration with national imams of the various sects in 2010, launched the Zakat and Sadaqah Trust Fund of Ghana to enable Muslims working in the public and private sectors to support the less privileged in society. It has over the years supported needy but brilliant children with scholarships, widows with stipends, and unemployed persons with avenues to earn a decent living. To help the fund continue to fulfill its mandate, a leading automobile institution in Ghana, Japan Motors, has donated a Nissan pickup hard body with a commitment to do more in years ahead.
Zakat and Sadaqah Trust Fund was an initiative of empowerment, not depending on others, but the MPs coming together, Muslim MPs, and saying, let us help ourselves. Let us help our community and help ourselves instead of going and begging. So it's about empowerment in its inception and empowerment in helping others and letting people be empowered. I think this is a very laudable vision, and they should be supported.
Leadership of the fund showed appreciation for their kind gesture.
I'm happy to say that we are moving on to our 3rd anniversary, and all of the funding required for this have come from Mr. Salim Kamon. That I actually walked up to him and said, look, the year is running to an end. It was our objective to get a vehicle to facilitate the activities of the Zakat Fund. So I saw this call on Tuesday and I called him back, and I thought I was going to come and sample some vehicles. I said, oh, Brother Ndani, I have good news for you. And then the good news was that he had met with his board and had agreed that they will donate to the Sadaqah and Zakat Fund a double-decker pickup.
This singular act of generosity is going to push us up, and the impact is going to be spread across. We intend to expand the scope of our collection, so that we can also extend the scope of our distribution. And to be able to do that means that we need to do a lot of outreach. And so means of transportation is one of those things that will help us.
My advice to the management is that they should try to be accountable, they should try to be transparent, and they should try to be balanced and objective in their apportioning of resources that will help those who constitute their target group.
They called on other Muslims to follow the steps of Japan Motors. From Accra, Gabriel Ubudai Togbashon reporting.
Meanwhile, with days to Christmas, Christians have been advised to support the less privileged in society, particularly orphans, widows, persons with disability, and the aged. The advice was given when head pastor for Wonder Chapel International, Constance Sika, led a delegation to support children of the Teshin orphanage.
For the Wonder Chapel International, true leadership ought to be about service and support for mankind, hence the donation to the Tertiary Orphanage. In the view of the church, it will be so unpleasant to rejoice and make merry during the Xmas while others suffer. Some of the items donated to the Tertiary Orphanage included bags of rice, clothes, and detergents.
God has given us this beautiful nation, but it is the people in the nation that make it beautiful. God gave the garden to Adam and Eve. He asked them to dress it and keep it. The responsibility is on us to dress this nation, work, and keep this nation for posterity. Because our children unborn must come and meet the nation in peace and not in pieces.
Time now for business news, and the Managing Director of Ghana Commercial Bank, GCB Bank, Ernest Mauli Agbisi, has assured residents of Yendi in the northern region that they'll be given special attention by the bank in a bid to strengthen and sustain their businesses and enhance their growth. Ernest Mauli Agbisi gave the assurance during the commissioning of the rebranded branch of GCB Bank at Yendi.
Speaking to small-medium entrepreneurs in Yendi during the reopening of a relocated ultra-modern site of the bank, the MD revealed that the Yendi branch, which was established in 1965, has become one of the viable branches in Ghana. According to the Managing Director, there's a great potential for small and medium enterprises in Yendi. He added that the Yendi area remains a strategic business area with key economic activities, including agriculture, SMEs, and general medical facilities, among others.
As the economy expands with its attendant economic opportunities, GCB will correspondingly expand its reach with modern banking services, as we are witnessing here today.
Ernest Mauli Agbisi noted that moving the branch to the new edifice was to create more space and a more conducive atmosphere for customers to do business with the bank, a move that is in line with GCB Bank's new direction. The Northern Regional Managing Director of GCB Bank, Yakubu Mohamed Gumda, commended customers for keeping faith with the bank and reiterated his outfit's cooperation to help build businesses in that corridor.
As the biggest consumer banking in Ghana, GCB Bank is the leading institution with most accessible branches throughout the country. Over the past years, the bank has been among the best growing banks in the country.
The ultra-modern Yendi branch was jointly commissioned by Ernest Mauli Agbisi, MD of the bank, and a representative of the Regent of Dagbon, Walana Abdullahi Suleimana. GC Bank.
On the news across our borders, Germany Chancellor Angela Merkel says Tuesday's Berlin Christmas market incidents that saw a lorry crash into a crowd, killing at least 12 people and injuring several others, was a terrorist act. Angela Merkel made this announcement a day after the event in German capital that it was a very difficult day for Germany. But Germany's top prosecutor, Peter Frank, said later on Tuesday that while investigators were treating the attack as an act of terrorism, though there is no claim of responsibility yet. The lorry struck the popular Christmas market late on Monday as tourists and locals enjoyed a traditional pre-Christmas evening near Berlin Zoo Station. And that's why we draw the curtains on Newsnight. I'll see you again at 10 p.m. for the late edition of the news. My name is Josephine Oppong-Yeboah. Coming up next is Business Edition with Kwesi Free. Thanks for watching. Have a good evening.